What is up, YouTube? Hey, Four Leaf Cards here. Thanks so much for clicking. Really appreciate it. Time is certainly valuable, and I'm hoping I put together a pretty good story for you guys today um, that's worthy of your time. So, um, I was thinking about doing this beginning of the year, kind of as a goal thing, just to write down like why I make videos, which sometimes could be unclear, and I think sometimes we get caught up in everything that's going on, and maybe we start kind of drifting a little bit. And I wanted to stay grounded and get something recorded that I could personally that just I could go back to and just say, why am I doing this? And that's not to say that things can't change or whatever, but and it's not even to say that I have been changing. I kind of just been doing my thing and putting it on video, and it is what it is. But it has changed, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And I got to talking to Bob Lewis the other day, and just telling him my story. And he's like, "Man, you got to put that on video." And I said, "Bob, I already have." And my first couple videos were cards, I think, and then I said, "Oh man, I better introduce myself." And in those first couple videos, I told some of my stories, and some people watched them. But back then I probably had like, I don't know, 30 subscribers. So started making videos in May of 2019. So it hasn't even been a year yet, and I think I'm over 250 videos. This should be like 251 or 252. And I'm kind of approaching a video a day. Not that I do one every day, but I tend to do a lot on the weekends, and then just kind of upload them and throw them out there. I probably should schedule them to land, once a day, but I'm doing everything for my phone. I haven't figured that out yet. And so I just put videos out, and thankfully somebody's watching them. I really appreciate it. But a lot of times videos are for me too. And I find myself watching my own videos. I don't know if you guys find that to be happening with yourself as well, but I'll go back and I'll watch my videos and just reminisce about, oh, I didn't remember when I got that card, and that's part of why I do videos. So I'll talk a little bit about that. But Bob basically said, hey, you should retell that. And the truth is that I've made 250 videos in the last month, and I can't expect all of you to see any of them really. I'm lucky just to show up on some people's feeds, and thankful enough that some people might have even hit the notify button that when my video comes up. So for those guys, I'm super appreciative. So I got to bring this up, and I think this is kind of a tip for you other guys out there too. Sometimes if you've got a cool story, redo the video, because a lot of people just don't have time. There's just so much content to go back and watch all your videos. So just redo it. It might get better. Who knows? So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to tell my collecting story, kind of a brief part of it, I guess. I don't want to get into too much detail and take up too much time, because I know it's going to be a little bit of a longer story. And I have some shout outs too I want to do at the end, because I think that's important for the community, which is not what I was thinking about when I started making videos. So anyway, my story starts a couple years ago. It's probably, I should write this down and try to figure it out, but it's probably 3 years ago now. Sometime in 2017, if I had to guess. If not, it was 16, but then I spent a big gap of not doing anything. But anyway, I was driving down the road with a colleague from work, and we drove past this card shop that we did not know was a card shop. We were just driving down the road for work, done for the day, heading to the hotel. Had to drive a couple hours, I think, to get there. And we passed this card shop. The sign said "going out of business sales," a big like bright sign, going out of business. And he kind of looked at me, and I looked at him, and neither one of us really collected cards for 20 years. I mean, I think we both stopped in the 90s. And he said, "You see that?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He said, "You wanna go check that out?" And I was like, "Sure, why not? I mean, I like sports. Let's go check it out. We got nothing to do. We're just driving to the hotel." So we whipped it around, and we went in there, and the first thing you saw, now this card shop was packed. I mean, every square inch of the place had something. But the first thing that when you walked in on the right, it was just junk wax. I mean, every pack that you could ever imagine. The 80s, early 90s, it was basketball, it was football, baseball, hockey, and they were like 50 cents a pack. I mean, some were $1 a pack or $1.50 a pack. But I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen all these cards in one spot before. These are all the cards that I wanted growing up. This is everything. And now I have money in my wallet. And there's a bunch of it. And we just spent, I don't know, about an hour probably in that shop just looking around and looking at all the old vintage stuff and looking at the, some of the new stuff coming out. And both of us ended up just being drawn to this big pile. I mean, it was just a whole wall display of junk wax and shelves of wax. And so he restrained himself a little bit better. I can't remember what he spent, but it might have been $20 or 30, $40 or something. I think I went kind of all in at 60 or $80 or something on junk wax. One pack at a time. You buy 3 packs of this or whatever. And I bought a little bit of everything. And to me, that was, I mean, you haven't collected cards in 25 years. It's pretty cool, but it was like, whoa, I just, blew a lot of money in there. And we got back to the hotel. I think we grabbed a 6-pack of beer. I probably need to fact check this, but I'm pretty sure we grabbed a 6-pack of beer and kind of hung out at the back end of the truck and opened packs of cards like we were, 8 or 10. I mean, plus the beer, but anyway. And he's a Brewers fan, but he liked McGuire and Canseco. I mean, so did I. So those were some coveted cards there both ways. But otherwise, I'm a Red Sox guy. He was a Brewers guy. And we traded some cards back and forth. And it was just the awesomest thing to me. It was just really cool. And so I had some unopened stuff, I think. And for a little bit there, I opened a pack a night, as I was out here and there. And I went back, I don't know, a couple months later for down there again for work. This time I didn't have my coworker there, my colleague. And I stopped in and I ended up buying some more wax, but then I bought a box of 1981 Fleer. And that was probably the dumbest thing I ever did in my life. Not really, but I kind of joke around as a joke it is. And so I bought a box and I opened a pack a night. And then I got it in my head that I was going to build a set of 1981 Fleer completely from my pack pull cards. And so I went through that box, and then a couple months later I went back. So it's kind of slow going here in the beginning, getting back into it. And I got fixated on this 81 Fleer set. And I bought another box and opened that, every pack, a night. And, I didn't open them every single night. So that got me a couple months. And then I stopped back again. He had one more box, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy that. So I bought that. And I still yet to complete this set. I just bought another box. So, it's going to be probably 4 or 5 boxes in before I get this whole set. And they're going for like, I don't know now, $50 to $70. So you times that times, say 5, you're going to be looking at a $250 set, and I can just buy the whole set for like $40 online. But anyway, so this is my big joke that, I'm going to end up spending these hundreds of dollars for a $40 set. But I like the joke. It's a good reminder to myself that I need to think about things a little bit more before I just jump in and put it in my head. But I'm convinced and convicted that I'm going to finish this 1981 Fleer set with only cards that I pulled now as an adult. So then this is like, wow, this is pretty cool. And I was watching a lot of woodworking videos on YouTube. I was thinking about getting into doing some woodworking. I always liked woodworking, just don't have tools. So I was kind of watching YouTube videos for woodworking to figure out, okay, how am I going to set up a shop and what am I going to do? And then the cards kind of came in, so that was like the same. And kind of then a little bit into that, the cards came in, and I said, well, let me check out these cards. Let's see what's going on with baseball cards. Maybe this is a better hobby because it's I'm going to end up spending $8,000 on shop equipment for woodworking and all this other stuff, and it's really a huge commitment. And so I plugged in, like new to collecting cards, and up popped Baseball Junkie. So it's like the first I think it was the first baseball card video I ever watched was Nate and Eric, baseball card junkies, and they basically was like 101, like do this, don't do this, this is what's new. Yeah, I mean they weren't telling you what to do, just be aware, like things have changed, focus on this and make sure you stay grounded. I was like, wow, that's really cool. So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna try maybe some new stuff here, and I started looking. Okay, what do you get when you break? Like, what do you get, like? What should I be looking for? And so I was using YouTube primarily there for a couple months just to see like what should I do before spending the money. So I think there's a tool there in YouTube to me, and that's really what got me started doing videos. Anyway, so I saw some jab stuff. I mean, he was opening all kinds of stuff, but then he was finding cool stuff at flea markets. Like, wow, this could get pretty cool. So everybody's got a jab story, I'm sure. And so that fall, so then so that took me about a year, I think, to get to that point. And so it was fall of 2018, like September, I think. I bought a box of Ginter. I walked into that old shop that I originally went to, which isn't my LCS, by the way. It's just one that I found, or that we found, and became my LCS for a hot minute. And I said, listen, I'm trying to get into this. I've been looking at some stuff, but it's just overwhelming. I don't want to spend $100 a box for one card, but I'm looking for some cool stuff, some interesting stuff. And he said, well, maybe Ginter would fit you. So I bought a box of Ginter. And in that box, I pulled my first autograph. I mean, that now I didn't, I didn't fully understand, but it's like now you pick a box, you're going to get an autograph if you get the right one. And it was a Gleyber Torres, and I remember thinking, who the heck is Gleyber Torres? And it was a rookie card. He'd just come up. I wasn't really following the game a whole lot. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I opened one pack a night, and one day I pulled a Mookie Betts relic, and it was probably worth $5. And the Gleyber, I don't know what's worth now, but it's probably $100. If not more, because it seems like he's trending a little bit, and if he has a good spring here, it'll probably go up. But man, I love that Mookie Betts relic, and I was like, I don't know who Gleyber Torres autograph, whatever, but man, I got myself a Mookie relic, which is just really cool. And so that basically sealed the deal for me, and I decided at that point I was going to start building some sets, out of pack pulls, the new stuff, and ever since then, I kind of dipped my toes in a little bit of everything, but just been trying to play catch up on the 90s and the 2000s that I missed. And it's gone hot and fast for this first year of getting serious, basically. So I didn't start making videos until May, so that was fall. And so then I started watching more and more videos. Bumping the camera. So I watched more and more videos. And I decided, because basically I said, okay, what am I going to buy a box of? Where's the value? Like, what are you getting out of these boxes? And I was trying to make this like business decision on it. And at some point I realized that I just do it because it makes me happy more so than anything. And that you really need to approach this. You either need to approach it hardcore as a business and try to really get into it and time things, and sell stuff and flip it and all that other stuff, or just collect and just go out and find things that you like and get them and keep them. That's been my path that I've taken as more of a collector. One of my goals is to sell something this year, because I have yet to really sell anything except that one card that I sold. I think I told that story, but maybe I'll tell that story again. But anyway, so in April, basically coming into May, I decided, hey, I'm opening some stuff up here. Maybe I ought to just throw it out there on YouTube too. This is the original thought I had. I'm just going to put stuff out there so other people can watch it. It's like a public service announcement. Hey, I opened a box of, update. Here's what I got, just as a service, I guess, to have other people watch that to see what I got. And so I did that for a little, the first one, basically. And that's what this is. I opened a Gems of the Game, and I actually have this box all sealed up still. I'm going to open this on my 1 year YouTube anniversary. So sometime like May 1st or whatever. I can't remember what the date was. I think it was May 6th, but I'm going to open that on my 1 year. Just Because I actually saw Jabs open some, and it was funny because he got like the same card, like the same like series of cards. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll buy one, the graded card, and see if it's also in the same series. Like, did they just buy like a big pile of that series and grade it and send it out? So that was my first video. Was I think it was 2 boxes of Gems of the Game, and it was just like, hey guys, this is what I bought. Just want to show you what's in it to see if it's any different than anybody else's. And so then I was opening some things and sharing them, and then I got to thinking, well, this is really neat that I can keep track of what I got and when I got it. And so for a little while there, I was making videos to share, but also for myself too. And then I would go back and watch them. And oh yeah, I remember that. And it was kind of like reopening the pack again without having to pay for it, which was kind of a cool concept. And then I got to thinking, well, yeah, I'm actually I start watching my own videos, and I'm like, I'm actually catching some of my enjoyment in the video. So it's a pretty cool concept that I can make a video, put up there, share with other people, and then I can go back and watch it, and I can get that same enjoyment again, just watching myself be enjoyed. So to me, there was like ultimate value. There's like a light bulb that got switched on there that just said, like, yeah, you got to make videos, man, of everything that's coming in, because people can see what you're doing, and that's great. But then you can watch it again and relive the whole thing. So a lot of my views on my channel are myself going back and watching my videos purely for the enjoyment of seeing myself have enjoyment. Anyway, um, so then now I'm watching more and more videos, and I said, like, what are other people doing? And it wasn't just about watching breakers open stuff to see what was in, but it was like, hey, what are other people collecting? What enjoyment are they getting out of other stuff? It's just really cool to see people kind of happy or proud or whatever. It's just a positive. There's so much negative in our life, and I don't see too many people opening things, putting videos up where they're just like, wow, this just sucks. I mean, every once in a while, like, wow, I just spent, $100 on a box and I didn't get a big hit or whatever. But generally, people are just happy because it's a hobby of theirs, and they're collecting, the collectors, the videos that are doing collectors. The breakers are different, but and needed. There's something there that, it's really nice to see what's coming out. But I started watching people like Mike, baseball collector. Obviously, I was watching Nate and Eric. And Nate and his big bonds collection. Just totally happy with all the cards coming into his collection. Just is awesome. And stumbled upon Eric at those back pages. Just really good, pointers and stories and just cool cards. Eric puts out pretty much every day, a lot of content, so it's consistent, and good stuff, and just very positive. Then I started, got into Matt and Greg over the Essential Credentials, the 90s, and then, and you could see it's like, wow, 90s, like I missed this, and that's when I turned on the heat on some of my 90s collection. You got the old guys like Russo's put out thousands and thousands of videos. So if you want a quick one, a lot of basketball, football, but he's been breaking baseball lately, but just breaking some crazy stuff like every day, just amazing. And again, I'm going to miss some people. But at that point, that light bulb went on where it's like, this is a community. And I started commenting on things, and people were commenting back, and people were commenting on my videos, and it was just like, this thing is way bigger than just opening cards on camera to show what you got or to show what's coming in the mail. It's a group of people that are doing the same thing that you don't normally get. All my friends are like, "Wait, you collecting baseball cards? It's kind of weird." You go to the store and you got a grown man sitting in the baseball card aisle, and people are looking at you like, aren't those for the little kids? And it's like, no, it's not in reality, but you guys all know that. But the general public doesn't. So you've got in the community just people that are supportive and understand, what you're doing. It might not be the same. Some people collect vintage, and some people collect, 80s, and some people collect modern, and some people prospect, and everybody's doing something a little different, but it's all the same when you boil it down. We're all collecting. sports cards, and some memorabilia and whatever. But anyway, so that's when this light bulb came on for this collect to connect thing. And, we're collecting, but we're connecting. So I've been using that. Just anytime I have an interaction with somebody, if I make a video, getting something with somebody, I hashtag collect to connect. I might need to change that to collect with the number 2. Everybody's been writing it that way, and I spelled out the 2. But anyway, that's a detail here that we'll figure it out going forward. But then what happened is my son started taking some interest, and so he always wants to open cards. Now, when you're opening up like a $150 box of cards, the young guy, the little leaf, is probably not the guy to help. But what we've been doing together is through the mail, and I just some people putting through the mail autograph videos up, like Card Cutter and Caleb. I'm sure I'm missing. There's a lot of other people that do that, but it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Where we could send a letter and potentially get back a pretty cool Hall of Fame autograph or something like that. So we started doing that together, and we're connecting that way through collecting, and people are liking that, and he's loving it, and we're learning how to write letters and sign his name and all that stuff. So this thing has really progressed from me just like opening a box of gems of the game to show what was in it to all of that. And I do a little bit of it, and I put all kinds of different videos out there. I don't get caught up on how many subscribers I have. I mean, I appreciate everybody, but there's things you can go out and get subscribers and get to 1,000 really quick or whatever, but are they really watching my videos? Probably not. So that's not important to me. I like to see some views. Some days I get 3 views, some days I get 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever. To me, that's fine. Like I said, probably half of them at the end of the day are going to be me watching my own videos, but that's okay. But I'm putting stuff out there to share, and love you guys' comments. I try to comment back. I don't think I've missed many, but every once in a while one slips through. But I try to comment back. I appreciate your time, and that's kind of where we're at now. We're just going to keep going and get some goals for 2020, and want to do some more TTMs with the Little Leaf, and keep kind of collecting and connecting. So here I got a Stove Sports that was out of a pseudo Stove Sports package. This is a Warren Spawn I bought off a Purple GT 22. This was a stack of Jordans I got off a buddy of mine that I found on YouTube. Didn't even know it, but we went to high school together. Don Mossy autograph. Really connected with Bob Lewis on some of these really crazy. Look at the ears on him. But the funny cards. So hopefully we'll be doing some more with that in the future. Hey, here's that's my first one of one. I didn't even know I pulled it. It's hard to even see. I mean, it's shiny, but do you see it way down in the bottom? It just says one of one right there. Didn't even realize it, but I got it on videotape, and there's some of my TTMs. But anyway, that's kind of like what I've been doing this past, 9 months. So I want to throw out some shout outs to some people. I think this is important. A couple of people shouted me out when I was first getting started. I know Eric at Those Back Pages gave me a shout out, and I got a really big bump in my subscriber list. Bob Lewis did the same, so got some people on board there. And so I wanted to do the same thing, just shout out a couple people. I got a couple lists here. The first one is Buttermilk. He's at 123, and I didn't set a number or anything, but Buttermilk's at 123. He's doing a daily dose every day, a pack of cards. Really cool right there. But he plays old school, like 1800s baseball with no gloves and stuff. So really cool guy. Telling some cool stories, opening some packs every day. The other one is Sticks N Seams 25. He's got a really nice Hall of Fame auto collection, and is really getting into 90s. He's like into Griffey and Nomar. So kind of got a Red Sox spin there too. But some really nice 90s inserts, and he's only got 40 subscribers, so check him out. He doesn't put out too many videos, but when he does, they're really nice cards or really nice autos. And I think you're going to see some more from him in 2020. The other one is brand new on the scene. Don't Call My Wax Junk. He's got awesome stories. Just a really good storyteller. Mike Baseball Collector had him on a live feed one time. He's only got 72 subscribers. He needs to be way up higher than that. Walking Box doing a bunch of TTMs. He's been commenting on some of my stuff. He's at 167, but some TTMs coming through the mail, some nice stuff there. Back to the cardboard. He's got 144. He gets a little silly sometimes, but got a nice little channel going there, and he's really been commenting a lot on my stuff too, so I appreciate that. Tony Black, he's got a bunch of junk wax. He's at 178. So if you're looking for junk wax, that's the guy right there. Slob, used to be Slob's Breaking Boxes, but I think it's Slob Collecting Cards now. He's at 151, but he's breaking stuff all the time. Vintage Cards Steve. He's got 73. Got to look him up. He was kind of hard. The Vintage Cards goes together, and then a space, and then Steve. That kind of brought him up to my list. But I see he's been commenting on some of my stuff too, so he deserves a shout out. And 73, he can get some more people too. Check that out. I'm sure there's people I'm missing. The other two that are commenting on my stuff but aren't making videos, but I think you're going to see something in 2020. We'll see what happens. Ray T. He's hard to find, but Ray T, he might be out there commenting. If you see him, subscribe to him. He's got, I think, 60 subscribers, but he doesn't make any content. But he was hinting the other day that he's going to. So Ray T, if you're watching this, make some videos, man. We'll watch it. And then Jason Madison, he's a Red Sox guy. I don't think he has any videos, but he's been commenting on everything. So Jason, if you're watching this, man, make some videos. We'll watch them too. And then the other couple folks that have really been commenting on me, they got a lot of subscribers, but been very active for me. Other than some of the other folks I've already mentioned, is Brock's Boys and Aaron, and that's woo woo. Everything's woo woo over there, but Aaron is just a super cutie, and those videos are just really awesome. You got to check them out. I think he's got like 500 or 600 subscribers, but nice short little videos, and Aaron always brings a smile. And the other one is Collector Holic. He's got like 1.57, so at that 1,500, 1,600. He's a Yankees fan, but he is always opening new stuff. So if you're looking to check that out, just always commenting back, just really good video. And then the last part of my story is my actual connections. I mean, for the first time, I just met a YouTuber. Some of you might have seen those videos, but Scotty Aranya of Aranya Boys. Got to meet Scotty and his family, watch his son play basketball. That was just awesome. And then got in the truck and started driving, and gave Bob Lewis a call and talked to him for the first time on the phone for like, I don't know, it was a while. Sorry for taking up your time, Bob. It's like an hour and a half. But anyway, there's a bunch of guys to check out and my story. I appreciate you listening. It's been almost a half an hour, so that's quite a bit of time. Apologize for that, but there's a lot to the story. And I wanted to bring it up again here in 2020 just as a refresher if you're looking for something to listen to. So you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, how I ended up, and there's a little story there. So best of luck is a play off of my 4-leaf, lucky thing. I always wish people best of luck when they're opening. The collect to connect thing is that story about collecting and connecting with people through collecting. And have an awesome day is just, we got to stay positive. It's just again, so much negative stuff, and the hobby is just an awesome place to have joy and happiness. So it's a reminder to stay happy and do awesome things and pass it along. So here we go. This is how it goes. If you're open anything, best of luck to you. Don't forget to collect to connect. It's the people in the hobby that are the best part of it. And have an awesome day.